Good morning. It's the 11th of September. The Lord is merciful and gracious. This is Psalm 103. The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love. He will not always chide, nor will he keep his anger forever. He does not deal with us according to our sins, nor requite us according to our iniquities. For as the heavens are high above the earth, so great is his steadfast love toward those who fear him. For as far as the east is from the west, so far does he remove our transgressions from us. As a father pities his children, so the Lord pities those who fear him. It is an oversimplification and therefore a falsehood to say that the New Testament is full of gospel and the Old Testament is full of law. The text for this coming Sunday demonstrate quite the obverse of that. The Genesis text of Joseph forgiving his brother is a wonderful text of grace and gospel. And the Matthew text, in which Jesus does not suggest and does not imply, but commands that we must forgive our brothers or sisters who have sinned against us. That's law. Here we have a wonderful example again of gospel in the Old Testament. The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love. If God were not merciful and gracious, we of course would not be having this conversation. If God were not merciful and gracious, the human race would have gone the same trajectory as the dinosaurs when God finally tired of us, and God would start off with something new, perhaps something more to his liking. But because he's merciful and gracious, he insists on continuing with this human project. He insists on dealing with human beings fallen, distorted, selfish, evil as they can be. He has chosen to provide a means of new relationship with God and new relationship with one another. That means is first and foremost Israel. God says to Abraham, by your seed, all the nations of the earth will bless themselves. But more specifically, that project of redemption and salvation is put forward by the Messiah of Israel, none other than Jesus of Nazareth, who paid a debt he did not owe for you and for me, who have a debt that we cannot pay. In all of this, the Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abiding in steadfast love. It's not, as some liberal Christians put it, that God doesn't care about sins or doesn't care about the sins we used to think he cared about. Quite the contrary. God cares enough to send the very best, and that is Jesus. And Jesus pays the price for our sins. They are not minuscule. They are not something that God can just wink at and ignore. If you think about the holiness of God and you think about the evil of human beings, you know that if we're going to abide with God in eternity, something's got to give, and it's not going to be the holiness of God. We ourselves will be transformed by the God who is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love. Do look forward to that. Have a good day.